Egypt is now exposed to a major crisis, a crisis that has been going on for several days, a crisis that has health effects and economic effects. It has security effects on people's lives, and it has very important legal effects. We are doing it at a time of this crisis, and this topic is a recurring idea. This crisis that we are talking about occurs annually from March to June repeatedly. The crisis, is the storm of 50, and the storm of 50 comes in waves, and the country is now exposed to this or one of these waves. What is the reason for the 50? What are we supposed to do in these circumstances? The reason for the 50th anniversary is that southerly winds coming from Sudan pass over the Sahara desert, taking huge quantities of tons, enormous of sand. Sometimes it carries on the sand some insects that are present in the desert, such as desert flies, snakes, or scorpions, which means that sometimes dangerous insects remain in it. It happens because there is a cold atmosphere over the Mediterranean Sea and a high temperature in the Sahara Desert. This is caused by an atmospheric depression. The winds move very quickly from south to north, and they bring us these repeated effects, as we said, which occur seasonally every year from March to June. In Egypt, we call it the 50 winds, which is not strongly agreed upon. The reason for the name, the 50 winds, some people say that it begins 50 days after the beginning of spring, and then people say that it continues for 50 days at intermittent intervals, whatever the matter is. In Egypt, the winds of 50 are called in Sudan, the winds of blowing are called in Libya, and the winds of Chibli are called in Algeria and Tunisia. The Shaheli wind is called in Morocco the eastern wind, which is the same wind. The same winds coming from the Sahara Desert to the north, with all these effects, occur in all these countries with these different names, and even occur in Asia. It also occurs in the Arabian Gulf and in the region of Iraq. All these regions witness the same winds. They call them the Tuz winds, which are the same. The wind that you see in Egypt now. What do we do when this wind happens? We have work at 3 levels, the primary level, the medical level, and this is very important. These winds cause many types of allergies in many individuals, and of course they cause harm to the eye in particular, people who have an eye problem or an allergy in the eye, and they also cause a problem. In breathing, many people who suffer from allergic diseases in the chest or chest diseases in general. Therefore, this allergy can be remarkably harmful to the body. The best thing in these circumstances is that people who have these health problems avoid going out at all these days instead of these winds present. It is best not to go out, otherwise you will pay off your health for several days or several weeks after this day in which you were exposed to the winds, strong, loaded with sand. People who are susceptible to B are also more likely to get it, even if they don't have chest problems or eye problems. Little kids, that is why schools take vacations in such circumstances, such as the elderly, such as those with chronic diseases. People who have diseases, meaning they are consuming their health in the first place. It is not incomplete if it comes to them. It means a health blow in these atmospheres. And those who are forced to go out with a mask. They put it on, meaning it is forbidden as much as possible to wear a mask of freshness, the freshness of great sunshine. He must keep himself from getting sand in his nose or eye. This began the first thing, the first need, the first axis is a medical axis. And this is very, very important. We do not simply scratch it. If a person is exposed to a certain harm, he will always seek medical help early, because all things in the first place are easier to treat. The second point, or the second axis, is a security axis specific to people's lives. It is very, very important that the vision on desert roads, to a very, very great degree in this atmosphere, some of the countries, when the issue intensifies, close desert roads during the storm. Distributions are allowed when there is a storm that is not strong, but the roads remain dangerous. Firstly, the field of vision remains small, and secondly, the roads remain very sandy, which makes the control of the cars very tight and thus avoids traveling in such an atmosphere. And if someone drives a car in this atmosphere, he will be as safe as he can.